So inside this video, I'm going to share with you exactly how to set up your Facebook profile to generate personal training clients or online coaching clients. And if you stick with me till at least midway through this video, I'm going to reveal a lead generation strategy that is simple, easy, anyone could copy it, and it's generated me thousands and thousands of leads in the last few years. I've also linked down a document below this video with a checklist that you can tick off and you can follow either throughout the video or after the video, right? Just to make this really simple for you to execute on. Now, I've been using Facebook to generate leads and clients since about 2018. And in that time, I've generated thousands of leads and hundreds of clients. And I also helped build a 7-figure online coaching business using Facebook. So this is something that I'm very familiar with. I understand the platform very, very well. I feel like I have really figured a lot of things out over the last few years, and I want to share them with you inside this video. So let's get into my computer. So let's dive into the first bit, which is the profile picture. So if we just go into my profile, this is where we want to use like you and not a logo or an image or a picture of you and multiple people. I think the best and strongest profile picture you can put in place is one of you that is not intimidating. Ideally, you're smiling and it looks presentable and professional. Because remember, you're connecting with people here on the platform and first impressions count. The only thing that they're actually going to see when you send them a friend request is going to be your profile picture. So you want to make sure that this is set up in a way that represents you in the best possible light, okay? So no logos, just a single image of you, well lit, professional, and that's gonna really help you with getting more friend requests, okay? So that's step number one, and the first thing we wanna tick off. Now the next one is the cover photo. Now, because this is Facebook and not LinkedIn, for example, this is traditionally used for just posting pictures, connecting with family, checking in on the grandkids. It's not a business platform, right? Even though we're using the personal profile here as a business tool, because this is my personal profile. We don't use business pages. They have no relevance in the way that we use Facebook. And now you're going to use Facebook. Business pages are only useful if we're going to run ads, and that's probably later down the line for you. Whereas right now, we're on my personal profile, okay? This is where people can connect with me personally. They can send me friend requests and I can send them friend requests. And it's very easy to build a business by leveraging the personal profile. So if we're using the personal profile, we don't want to make it too businessy. So I'm not a fan of these banners where it's like, I help these people do this thing, because it is very, very salesy. And although it might be good to help your audience understand what you do, when it comes to friending people on Facebook and growing your audience, it's gonna actually hurt you. Okay, it's gonna stop you from growing your audience because people are gonna see it, it's gonna come across too salesy, and then they're gonna decline your friend request. So what I would recommend is simply just put in some kind of image here. It could be you training, you in the kitchen, you with the kids, you out somewhere, or it could just be like a scenic image that you could get from Canva, or maybe a picture from your travels. But what I wouldn't put here is big text, salesy messages, because it's more of a personal platform than it is a business platform. And so we don't want to come off too strong. And so that's my recommendations when it comes to this. Just keep it clean, just use an image, okay? So we'll tick that off. Now the next thing is where we are going to explain what we do, who we help, etc., so that people coming to the profile get it, they understand it, and then they can make a decision whether they want to connect or not. Because if we don't put in this correct bio, then it might be ambiguous when we're sending out friend requests to the people that we're sending them to as to whether they should connect or not. So we want to basically speak to our ideal audience here. So you can see here, I've got helping personal trainers, health and fitness coaches earn an extra 3 to 6K per month. Okay, so if I just zoom in on this, that's what I've got here. Okay, and we can just click on edit, and we can edit it here. And you can do this on the mobile version as well. There's maybe limited features on the mobile version, but you can come in here, you can edit it. And I want to give you a couple of different scripts. So I'm going to scroll down here. So you can see here, these are various different headlines. Now I've got helping personal trainers, health and fitness coaches earn an extra 3 to 6K per month online. So that probably fits into this one. I help personal trainers to achieve X result. So I've gone for this option, but these are 2 other options that you could go for. So I help mums to lose weight by following my 3-5-1 method. That's an option. The other option is I help men shed belly fat without counting calories. So that could be like another one. But you want it to be very clear what the outcome is. The more ambiguous you make it, the worse it's going to be. So you want it to be really simple. If you've got children, show them your bio and ask them to tell you what you actually do. And that's a good test. But it should be so simple that a child understands what you do and what you offer. Okay? So those are some examples for you to use. And once you've actually put that in there, you can just tick this off and that's done. Now, as I go through my Facebook profile, I've basically created like the minimum standard list here. But as I go through, I may find 1 or 2 things that we may add into this checklist that might be beneficial for you to consider when it comes to optimizing your profile. So let's look at what we can do next. The next one is the bio link. So this is where you're able to put in a link here. Okay. And what I'd recommend for you is putting in the Jotform link. And the Jotform link is basically an application, right, to work with you. And you can use Jotform, you can use something else, but it's essentially just a data capture form, okay, where you'd essentially have name, email, mobile, and cell number, okay? And I recommend using this tool because it's free to do so. I walk through that inside this lesson. And if we go back to here, we can then put it in this section down here. So if I scroll down, you can go to here, websites, and you can put it in there. Now, if you've got a website, then you can definitely put that in there. But most people's websites are not optimized and are terrible for capturing leads. And this is why we actually use something like Jotform. And we simply just ask people for their name, email, and phone number. And we collect their info and then we reach out and we set up a call or we make a sale. And so that's just the simplest and most effective way that we've seen over the years to capture information from someone who is interested. So you're going to go in there, you're going to put in your Jotform link, and then once you put in your Jotform link, you can then tick that off. So the next thing is, whilst we're in this section, is fill out the about section. So you can see here that we've got work and education. So if you put these things in, they're points of relatability with the audience, and someone may see that on your profile and go, oh, I went to that college or university, and then connect with you as a byproduct. Again, same principle with places you've lived. I currently live in London, but I'm from Llandegfan. I often get messages from people saying, oh, I see you from North Wales. I used to live there too. And so it's a nice like connection building element that doesn't really cost you much to put it in place. And so you can put in where you've lived, your education, and then if there's anything else on here that may be useful, you essentially want to put that in here. So you can put in life events, details about you. You can put in family and relationship if you like. I've just got things pretty simple with work and education, places lived, and then we can go and tick that bit off. All right, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into settings and we're going to go into the default audience settings. So I'll just show you how to get there. You just click here on your profile, go to settings and privacy, click on settings, and then this is going to come up here on the left-hand side on the desktop. Then you can see this default audience settings. So you just need to scroll down a little bit, click on this, and then we're basically going to change this. Okay, so it may just be friends, it could just be custom, but essentially we want it to be public. And the reason we want it to be public is because let's say you're sending a friend request to someone. And if we're sending a friend request to someone, we want them to be able to see your content and get a sense for who you are, what you offer, and give them an opportunity to establish if they want to connect with you. Now, if your content is private, it's very difficult for them to do that. So given we're using your personal profile for business, we want to make sure everything is private. People can see what you share and they can interact with it. So you're going to click on public, and then you're going to go to next, and then basically you're going to go confirm. Okay, done. And now that means that anyone can interact, engage, and maybe see the content even before they've connected with you, which ultimately then gives you an opportunity to potentially bring in new people to the profile, or maybe people start engaging who you're not friends with, and then that gives you the opportunity to connect with those people and maybe have conversations and get into a prospecting conversation to see if they may need help with their health and fitness goals. So the next thing we're going to touch on, now that we've done the settings, is the pinned post. And this is literally a gold mine for generating leads. This is one of the ways that I've generated so many leads and so many conversations, and it's so simple to do. And I'm going to show you how to do it. So we're essentially going to post a post just like this one, okay, which is on a colored background. So if I click on this, and I go like that, this is a colored background post, and it must be in this post. We've tested everything. Been using Facebook since 2018. This is the way to do it to get the best results. If you change it, you won't get the same results, okay? So you want to go on a colored background post option, and then you're going to post something like this, okay? And basically what this is it's promoting a lead magnet. And we teach this inside of the lead magnet module inside of the academy, where we give you various different lead magnet ideas and post ideas. You're going to post those, and then the one that performs the best, you're essentially going to pin it to the top of your profile. So you can see here, if I scroll down, it says unpin. So I'll need to go to another post. There we go. So if I go here, I click pin, it's basically going to pin that to the top of the profile up here. And when I pin that to the top of the profile, that means that anyone new coming to this profile is potentially going to see this, engage with this, and interact with this. And you can see here, this has got 880 comments. This was posted over a year ago, and it's still here to this day because this is my most successful and best performing colored background post. So you've probably never done one of these at this point. So you're going to post one using the lead magnet training when you get there. If it performs well for you, let's say it gets 10, 15 comments, and you're only used to getting 2 or 3 comments, then obviously that's performing well for you, right? You're then going to pin it to the top of your profile, and you're just going to leave it there. And then you're going to let it collect leads for you. So then these people are going to engage, like Sabrina. I can then comment back, drop you a PM, get into a PM conversation, and then into a prospecting conversation off the back of it. So this is a lead gen tool, and this is the #1 lead gen tool that is basically just running on autopilot on our Facebook account that you can simply install by following the lead magnet lesson, using a colored background post, and then posting it here. And then you constantly want to be testing lead magnets. We recommend 2 to 3 lead magnets per month. And that then is going to allow you to replace this with your best performer, because you want your best performing lead magnet post here because you want the highest probability of someone engaging. So when new people come here, if it's something that most people are going to engage with, then you're going to get more leads. If you put something here that no one's really engaging with, then it's not going to be effective at getting people to engage with it. So you want to put your best performer here. Now at this point, you don't have any. You probably have never posted this. So when you do get to that point, you're then able to come and tick this off. Until you've done it, you can't tick this off. But I want to highlight this because this is probably the #1 way to get leads in a very systematic and automated way, right? Because once it's done and you've posted it, you just let it do its thing, and it could be there for the next year, generating you new leads and new conversations, okay? So once you have done it, you're gonna tick that. Now, the next thing is a bonus. You don't have to do this, but someone asked me this in the academy the other day. Is it worth getting verified? And I'll share my thoughts with you. So for someone like myself who has been using Facebook since 2018 and relies on this platform to generate business, I want to do everything that I can to generate more leads, more clients, more business. And so by paying, I don't know, $10 or $20 a month, this verification badge gives me a little bit more credibility and also tells my audience that this is my actual account. Okay, so no one can impersonate me, essentially, because I've got the blue tick. That's the actual account, right? And so that makes my account stronger from a connection standpoint and a credibility standpoint. And to me, it's worth that investment. And so if you're serious about building your business and Facebook is your number one platform, you want to do everything necessary to leverage the platform to actually strengthen it and make sure that like you look as credible as possible. Just like we were talking about with the profile picture and the cover photo and these things, this to me adds credibility. And so you don't have to do this if you don't want to take on that expense. To me, it's a no-brainer because it's a small price to pay considering I get so much business from the platform and I really want to look as credible as possible. So if you do go ahead and do that, then you essentially tick that off. And there you have it. There's your Facebook profile optimization checklist. And you want to go through all these things after this video, or hopefully you've done it whilst we were going through this video. Some of the things you may need to go and set up, like this, okay? You're probably going to have to go and go through the lessons, learn how to do it, and set it up, and then come back and tick these things off. But if you're using Facebook, then your objective is to make sure that everything on here is ticked. This one is optional, but if you're taking it serious, then you definitely will do that too. And then you've got everything you need to be successful with your Facebook profile.